Rumor report. Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Hunter Jr., was arrested for assault.
Lord have mercy.
But his father, Kevin Hunter Sr., is not going to pursue this matter legally. So he said, I love my son very much, and I will not be pursuing this matter legally. Things are not always how they appear. Now, they're saying the incident went down because Kevin Jr., I guess, showed up at the house. He was going to get some of his things, and Kevin Hunter Sr. was there at the house. They didn't expect that he would be there.
Why is he still in Wendy's house?
Is he not supposed to be there?
No.
How you know?
I don't know. It's Wendy's house.
Oh.
Why is Doo-Doo Brown still there?
I thought it was their house that they shared together.
When you pay all the bills, it's your house. You know Wendy was paying all the bills.
All right, so they're saying everything was cool between Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. They ended up going to the store together just after midnight, but then they got into an argument in the store parking lot. Now, the argument was over Kevin Sr.'s demand for spousal support.
That's right. Your son want to know why you trying to take half of mommy money. You cutting in the little Kev's allowance now. Trying to get one of your own.
Kevin Sr. then said that Wendy was brainwashing their son against him, and things got physical because Kevin Sr. put Kevin Jr. in a headlock. And that's when Kevin Jr. punched him in the nose to get out of that headlock.
Damn. I'm gonna tell you a story.
Feels like they both should have been arrested then.
I remember one time when little Kev was a kid. This had to be like 07, so he might have been like 6 or 7. And Kelvin was on the phone cursing out somebody, and because he only talks aggressive to women. And when he hung up, Lil Kev said, "You better not have been talking to my mama like that." So I'm saying all that to say, Lil Kev been watching you talk crazy to your mama for years, so he couldn't wait to grow up and punch you in your nose.
You was there?
All right. What you mean?
You heard the story? Or did you hear the story, or were you there?
Yeah, I was in the car. I was there. Absolutely.
He heard it happen.
And I'm glad he's not pressing charges, because you would have to be a grade A sucker to call the police on your son and press charges on your son when you are the reason your son is flipping out in the first place. Okay, a man is supposed to be the foundation of his family, and Kelvin Hunter has never been that. So your son, who is a young man himself now, knows that, and he's calling you on your BS for being on an unstable foundation.
Think about how traumatizing that is, that your dad just had a baby by somebody other than your mom, who was supposedly his wife. So as a child, now you're looking at it like, how could you do that to mom?
Did he break the nose?
I don't know, man, but should we pray for Kevin's nose? Want to do a hashtag justice for Kevin's nose?
Justice for Kevin's nose.
Nah, I'm not wasting my prayers like that.
Now, Kevin Hunter did say, Kevin Hunter Sr., that he is launching a new charity after Wendy Williams Hunter Foundation has been dissolved.
Ain't nobody donating to Doo-Doo Brown's foundation.
Goodness.
Now, the philanthropic work will continue, he said. He said, although the Hunter Foundation in its current form will dissolve, the important work will live on. I plan on launching a new foundation in the near future to continue the important mission.
He wants to give back.
And helping those struggling with drug addiction and substance abuse.
There you go.
Raise a fund for side chicks who no longer can eat because the wife done cut the man off and the money's done.
My goodness.
All right?
I'm glad you're very into this rumor report.
Very into this.
Let's do a fund for side chicks. Justice for side chicks who can't eat no more because the wife done cut the man off and now they can't eat. Let's raise a fund for them.
Jeez.
Now, Howard Stern was on Stephen Colbert's late night Tuesday night show, and he was talking about Donald Trump when he was asked who was one of his top guests ever.
He was maybe one of the best top 5 guests of all time. And why? He was wild. I thought I was wild. He would come on. He would start assigning numbers to women and evaluating them. I'm like, is this guy for real? What is he doing?
Like rating them, 1 through 10.
1 through 10, I went,
yes.
Yeah.
But in your mind, a great guest.
No, a great guest because he would say anything that came into his mind. He was completely unfiltered. He was talking about his daughter was the most attractive woman he ever met and how much he thought she was hot.
I mean, I'm sure Donald Trump was a great guest then, but I mean, the fact that he actually became president, and you can go back and listen to him talking wild, it makes him jump over a lot of other guests because of what he's doing now, not necessarily because of how good the interview was back then.
Well, he also just says just because he would say anything. I mean, that's a crazy thing to say, how attracted you are to your daughter. That's
he said
disgusting.
that a couple of times, and that's
all right.
nasty
And Howard Stern did talk about Donald Trump running for president and why he believes that Donald Trump never thought that it would really happen.
I remember the first time he said, I might run for president, he put out his first book. And I know some of the people involved in this, and they said, pretend like you're running for president and you'll sell a lot of books. And he did it, and it worked. So what happened this time? He's on The Apprentice, the ratings were going down, and NBC was balking at giving him a raise. So what did he say? I'll run for president, I'll get a lot of press. And I really believe that this was a gimmick to get NBC to raise up his salary and to keep The Apprentice on. And I would bet the farm on that.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people feel like Donald Trump
didn't really mean it.
Yeah, but now we have some more insight.
Well, clearly the universe had other plans for Donald Trump. All right,
God.
and now Donald Trump is the 45th president of the United States of America.
Yeah,
so
clearly
sometimes
Russia had other plans.
So sometimes your good plan ain't God's plan for you. But you know what? I don't want to give God that credit because the devil got a kingdom too.
All right, NBA YoungBoy and Atlantic Records are offering to pay for the shooting victim's funeral costs. We told you about the unfortunate situation. I mean, really tragic situation.
NBA YoungBoy's on Atlantic?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Mohammed Jaradi, the man who was killed by a stray during the shooting that happened during the Rolling Loud Festival weekend. Apparently, they're heartbroken over his death, and they want to make sure they can locate his family and pay for the funeral and everything. That's because he got caught up in between a shootout that happened between NBA YoungBoy's entourage and the assailant who fired those bullets. It wasn't NBA YoungBoy or his team that fired those bullets, but it was somebody else.
Mike Cosby be doing some sneaky deals, huh?
Wait a minute.
He's been signed.
I didn't know.
He went out there and interviewed him a while.
That's why you went out there to interview him.
I didn't say that.
You just said that.
You know what? Never mind. I said Yee went out and interviewed him a long time ago, and that's what he first signed.
Okay.
Did his
Yeah.
deal.
All right. Now
That
it all
wasn't
makes sense.
it wasn't because of Kaiser though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so
We're going to sign you, but don't tell nobody.
no, everybody knew he was signed to Atlantic. It was never a secret.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Atlanta got all the problematic rappers that sell records.
Yeah. Well,
Drop
Like
the clues
who?
bombs for Atlantic.
Kodak.
YoungBoy. You mean like who? You know who.
They had some great ones too. They got Cardi.
They got Cardi.
They got
Yes.
Lizzo.
Oh, Lizzo's on Atlantic too?
Yes,
God
sir.
damn.
Where you been?
Is there another label? No, seriously, all jokes aside.
They got Epic
Atlanta got
Records.
everybody.
They got Def Jam. And you got
Interscope.
Who Epic got?
Epic got
Khaled.
Khaled, Rick Ross.
Future.
Okay.
I think they got Bruno
Yo
Mars, right?
Gotti.
No, Bruno's on Atlantic.
Yeah, Bruno's on
damn.
Atlantic.
Ain't that Sharon? God damn, Atlantic killing all the other labels.
They get a nice bonuses.
Def Jam got Bieber and Logic and Kanye.
Hey, Tina, you may need to go work for Atlantic.
Logic actually, Natina used to work at Atlantic before she went to Def Jam.
Really?
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
And by the
trying to
way,
figure this out.
Logic had the #1 album. Did you know that? That just came out, and he's on Def Jam.
Yeah, he sold like 82,000 records.
It was #1. That's
Okay.
good. All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
Atlantic killing all the other labels. I had no idea. Who's on Def Jam?
I told you Bieber, Kanye, Logic, Rihanna. Well, no, Rihanna put out music a long time, but she's still on signed to
Neither is
them.
Bieber.
Bieber just put out a record with
2
Two
Chainz.
Chainz
2
is
Chainz
on
on
Def
Def
Jam.
Jam. I'm still going with Atlantic. Atlantic got it.
Atlantic's making some power moves.
All right. Anyway, Mix is up next. Get your request in. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.